There are certainly a number of strange paintings out there in the art world. All artists seem to have at least one weird work of art. Unless you're Dolly, then that's like your whole thing. Anywho, today I will be going over and doing an analyzation of the top 10 weirdest paintings. Number 10. Man and Woman in Front of a Pile of Excrement was painted in 1936 by surrealist artist Joan Miro. Right away, you notice the bright colors contrasting with the dark, gloomy background, the strange shapes making up the figures, and the colorful pile of, well, crap. I had a hard time finding any articles on this painting, so I do have a few questions. How did the man and woman get there? Why are they there? Who is responsible for the pile of rainbow dung? The painting overall leaves me feeling confused as well as curious. When I look at it, I don't get the same feeling I get when I look at other surrealist paintings. It actually makes me question the reality of the painting. Number 9. The Ugly Duchess is by far the strangest portrait I have ever seen, and I study the Italian Renaissance for crying out loud. The Ugly Duchess was painted by Quentin Massis in 1513. The painting is a part of a series. The only other painting that is a part of the series is Portrait of a Man, which seems to be the Ugly Duchess's male counterpart. The Ugly Duchess is seen as a satirical piece of an old woman trying to act like a beautiful young woman. She was painted with very grotesque masculine features, much like some drawings by Leonardo da Vinci. Some art historians believe that Massis took inspiration from these drawings. Number 8. The Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch is by far one of the most chaotic paintings I've ever seen. I would need to do a whole other video just to do a full analysis of the paintings, so I'll keep it short and sweet. The Garden of Earthly Delights is an enigmatic piece where everyone and everything seems to be naked. I have a hard time understanding the meaning behind the painting, but I think Pilar Silva Morato, a curator at the Museum del Prado, put it best. If we look closely, the only thing that connects paradise with hell is sin. Number 7. The Promenade was painted by Marx Chagall in 1917. The painting depicts a man holding the hand of a woman who appears to be flying, or maybe she's just being blown away by the wind. Either way, she's in the air. The woman is wearing a pink dress, and the man is wearing a somewhat disheveled-looking suit. The painting kind of looks like a collage, the way the shapes and patterns are put together. Overall, the art piece reminds me of a children's nostalgic storybook. Number 6. The Vegetable Gardener by Giuseppe Acramboldo was painted between 1587 and 1590. If you look at it one way, it's a bowl of vegetables, and if you turn it upside down, it's a face. The painting includes suggestions of both female and male genitalia. Many have concluded that this painting is of Priapus, the Greek god of penises. I am not even joking. I've studied mythology for the past 3 years. This painting is also described as an illusion, or a pareidolia. This painting is quite strange, but not quite as strange as the next ones. Number 5. Dante and Virgil in Hell is a 19th century painting by Adolphe Bouguereau. It was painted in 1850 as an attempt to win the Prix de Rome scholarship. The painting depicts a scene from Dante's Inferno, which I refer to as a biblical fan fiction. I haven't read the book yet, but I do plan on reading it soon. It's currently sitting on my bookshelf next to the Iliad and the Odyssey. Anywho, this painting shows one of the souls, Capocchio, who was an alchemist and a heretic, who is being bitten on the neck by Gianni Schicchi, who, during his life, used fraud to claim another man's inheritance. Bouguereau didn't win that scholarship. Number 4. Angry Dog by Edvard Munch is hard to describe. It pretty much speaks for itself. It's angry, it's a dog, and it looks like it was painted by an 8-year-old. The painting depicts Munch's neighbor's dog, who was extremely abused for most of its childhood. The dog's name was Rollet. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I could be wrong. His first owner, who was a farmer, kept him chained up. The dog was constantly tormented by the farmer's workmen. The dog eventually fell into the responsibility of Munch's neighbor, but the dog continued to stay wary of strangers. One day when Munch was visiting his neighbor, the dog bit him on the leg, which I assume was the inspiration for this painting? Number 3. Hell was painted in 1485 by Hans Memling. The painting was a part of one of the 3 panels of the triptych, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, of earthly vanity and divine salvation. The painting depicts a demon with a face on its stomach and bat wings. The demon is torturing souls who are balled up in what looks to be a pit of fire. Above the demon is a ribbon with Latin words written on it. That's all I really have to say about this painting. There's not much on it. Number 2. Gabrielle d'Estrées and one of her sisters was painted by an unknown artist in 1594. The painting shows a woman, Gabrielle d'Estrées, who was one of the mistresses of King Henry IV of France. She is sitting nude on the bath and holding a ring, while her sister, Julienne Hippolyte Josephine, pinches Gabrielle's right nipple. The painting has been interpreted as a symbolization of Gabrielle's pregnancy with the illegitimate child of Henry IV. Number 1. Magdalena Ventura with her husband and son, also known as the Bearded Lady, was painted in 1631 by Giuseppe di Ribera. The painting portrays Magdalena Ventura nursing her baby while her husband stands behind her in the shadows. The Duke of Alcala supposedly commissioned this painting after hearing about Magdalena. Kinda creepy, if you ask me. Magdalena was the main source of income for her family with her long beard. The fact that Magdalena was standing while breastfeeding symbolized strength and manliness, as well as making the painting weirder at the time since it was an odd pose for a woman in the 17th century.